This conference will now be recorded.
Right, we can start the session. In my previous session, XML, Spring XML based login application on how to use annotations, Spring MVC level, how to use annotations based on that one. Spring number app, calculation app, we are already developed right now. My previous application, XML based application, login application, I want to convert into annotation based. Annotation based, I need to develop that one. That is the purpose. Again, quickly, I'm going to show in the step 1 and step 2 so that you can get the idea how to develop the annotation based applications. Annotation based application. So here steps I'm going to mentioning. You can follow these steps. Definitely, you can able to develop the annotation based Spring application, Spring MVC annotation based application, Spring WebMVC, Spring WebMVC annotation with Java config version login application. Again, we are going to focusing. Previously XML based we are going to developing, now annotation based. What is the step number 1? Step number 1, create a database table. Create a database table. Already table is available. Your understanding purpose, I'm going to write the query. Create a table query. So create table, here table name, user details, and we are going to writing here user ID. User ID is integer type and a not null. We are going to using not null. Next, we need to specify username. Username, this is varchar 45. I'm going to give here, this is also not null. If you want to provide null also, you can specify, otherwise leave it. Next, you need to write another one is another kind of column is password. Another kind of column is I'm using password, and we are going to specify the data type is varchar type and 45. Next, we need to specify type, user type. This is also varchar type and size is 45. I'm going to using default size. Like that, you can specify the remaining properties, but minimum these columns are required. These columns are required. After that, primary key column, user ID. UID we are going to define. This is the way table we are going to creating, but here table is already available. That's the reason I'm not creating this tab. Previously we are using the table same, but only table creation is not enough. You need to insert the record also. Otherwise, how to check that one? So you need to insert the record. How to write the insert query? Insert into table name, user details. And we are going to specify the columns username, comma, password, comma, type. So these values I need to insert. We are going to specify the username here. Chandra we are going to using, and password also Chandra, and we are going to using the admin tag. So this is the way we need to insert the record. Similarly, user type also you need to insert. User type also you need to insert. So this is the way table creation and record is required in the database level. This is the step number 1. Next, step number 2. What is the step number 2? Create a Maven web project. Create a Maven web project along with dependencies. Along with dependencies. What are the dependencies are required? What are the dependencies are required? We need to use dependencies level Spring WebMVC dependency and Spring Jdbc dependency. Why? Because database connection we are going to using Spring Jdbc dependency, and we are going to using the JSTL dependency, and MySQL dependencies are required. I'm going to mention it here. What are the dependencies are required? Spring Jdbc dependency, Spring WebMVC dependency, and JSTL dependency, and MySQL dependency. These kind of dependencies are required. So I'm going to creating and showing this kind of step. I'm creating this kind of step right now. So please observe how to create that one. I'm going to using the new Eclipse. Here I'm going to create in the Maven project file, new, go to the Maven project. Here we need to choose Maven project. This Maven project is a web project. This Maven project is web project. I need to choose, and we need to specify the normal kind of ways, same kind of steps we are going to using. Click next, and catalog is internal, and filter is web. I'm going to using. Click next, and package name is com.chandra.spring. I'm going to using. Here I need to specify the spring underscore annotation login application. So this is my project name. Click finish. Click finish. So whenever it is going to create in the project, by default JDK Maven is, so by default it is going to take the JDK version 1.5. We need to change that one, and at the same time we need to attach the server also. We need to attach the server. This server Tomcat server I need to attach. So that is the purpose. Once it is going to building, we need to select this Maven project. Right click, mouse right button need to click. After that, go to the properties. Go to the properties. Here, build path level. You can change the version. Select this edit, and choose the alternate JRE. Click finish and apply. After that, go to the target runtime. Go to the target runtime. Check this one. Apply and close. So red mark is clear. After that, I need to open the form.xml file. This form.xml file level, I need to attach the dependencies. What kind of dependencies are required? Spring Jdbc dependency. My previous application level. What are the dependencies are there? Same kind of dependencies I'm going to using my Spring Jdbc template level. My Spring Jdbc template level, I'm using the pom.xml file. That pom.xml level already we are using. Otherwise, open the browser and type Spring Jdbc Maven dependency. You can get that dependencies. You can get the dependencies. Previously, whatever the dependencies I'm going to using, same dependencies. Jdbc MySQL dependencies as it is I am going to using in this particular project level also. Copy paste. Next one is what? Spring WebMVC is also required. Spring WebMVC also required. So that is the reason my last application level I'm using the Spring WebMVC dependency. That dependency also I'm going to copy here. I'm going to copy this dependency and paste in this particular project level. That dependency also I'm going to using. After that, another one is JSTL dependency also required. So that is the purpose. That is the purpose. We are using the JSTL kind of dependency. That dependency you can search JSTL Maven dependency 1 point, or else previous application level, whatever the JSTL dependency is there, simply you need to copy and paste the JSTL dependency, or else you can search like this. or else you can search like this. Go to the browser. Here you need to type JSTL 1.2 Maven dependency. So this is the way you need to search. Click this one, copy, go to this your project and paste it. This dependency also required. So our requirement level, Spring Jdbc, Mysql connector, Spring WebMVC and JSTL dependencies I'm attaching here. After that, save it. Save it. These are the dependencies are important. Your understanding purpose, I'm going to, this is the steps I'm going to sharing, sir. So these steps I'm going to sharing. These are the dependencies I'm going to copy paste. This is the step number two. Step number two. Step number one, database creation. Step number two, creating the Maven web project. Now step number three. Step number three is creating the model class, bean class, DTO class, whatever the name is there. Simply we need to create a Java class table related. So create a model class. So I'm going to create in the model class right away. Go to this project. Here, expand the Java resource. SRC main level. We are going to create in the model class. Go to the new. Go to the class. Here package name I'm going to specify com.chandra.spring.model. My class name I'm going to specify here users and click finish. Here I need to specify what are the required properties, table level, what are the required columns are required, that one you need to use. I'm going to specify here private int user ID, private string username, private string I think table level user path something is there. We need to use that one. User paths, that is the one I need to use. After that, private string type. This is the way table level what are the columns are there. That column space we need to define the variables and we need to define here public users. This is the default constructor. After that I'm going to generating here setters and getters. Go to the source, generating the setters and getters. Go to the source, generating the getters and setters. Select all, generate. Automatically it is going to generating. So this is the way you need to create a one model class. This is the way you need to create a model class. This is the step number. This is the step number 3. Step number 3. So this is the way we need to create the step number 3. Next, we need to create a step number 4. Step number 4. What is the step number 4? We need to create a business interface. Create a data accessing interface. Business methods we are going to define. So create a data accessing object interface. What is that interface? User DAO dot Java I need to create. So how I'm going to creating? Please observe this one. Go to here, select this SRC main Java, right click, go to the new, go to the interface, Here we are going to define DAO. Interface name is user DAO. Click to finish. Here we need to check the different kind of business methods. What are the business methods I need to develop? Here public I need to get the type string. Method name is login. We need to pass object as a parameter. User object, I'm going to pass it. Similarly, control shift O package is imported. User object, it is going to import it. So once you are going to using user object, it is going to clear red mark. What is that one? Users in the table. My class name users. So we need to use users and import this one. Next, you can write the different kind of methods also. For example, if you want to develop forgot password, public password is a string type, string forgot. Forgot is the method, and you need to specify forgot level, string username, comma, string type. String type. Based on that, you are going to get the password. So this is the way you are going to develop in the methods. You can write the sign in also, sir. But right now I'm going to mentioning here two methods. These two methods I need to provide the implementation. These two methods I need to provide the implementation. So this is the step number 4. This interface level methods I need to provide the implementation. I need to provide the implementation. So step number 5. Step number 5. Create a implementation. DAO implementation class. Create a DAO implementation class. Sir, we need to use the string Jdbc. Otherwise, Jdbc template functionality we cannot able to use. We can observe already we are using here. Already we are going to using here Spring WebMVC, Spring Jdbc dependency is there. So that is the reason we can able to use the Jdbc template. Now I need to create a DAO implementation. Same package level, same package level. I'm going to provide in the DAO implementation. Right click, go to the new, go to the class. Here I'm going to provide in the user DAO IMPL, user DAO IMPL, and choose the interface. What is interface? User DAO, user DAO. Click OK and click finish. You are going to get like this. Mouse over on this red mark. Add unimplemented methods. Add implemented methods. Here we are going to get like this. Whenever you are going to implement the database interaction, what kind of annotation we are using the Jdbc template application levels at the rate repository. What is that one? Repository kind of annotation we are using, right? Now in this particular DAO level, user DAO implementation level, I need to use Jdbc template. I need to use what? Jdbc template. So that is the purpose I'm going to using here private Jdbc template. If you are practicing the Spring Jdbc template, you can able to understand how we are going to injecting the Jdbc template. So Jdbc template, even you can follow the steps. This is automatically I need to inject. What kind of annotation is required, sir? Here auto white, we need to use auto white. We are going to use it. So based on this Jdbc template, we can able to use. Otherwise, if you are not using the annotation here, another approach also you can able to do this one. What is another kind of approach? You can write the constructor here. How to write public user DAO IMPL. Within that I need to use here data source. I'm going to use it. That is java.sql package. We need to import that one. We need to import the java.sql package. After that, I'm going to specify here Jdbc template equal to new Jdbc template of data source. If you are not using the @auto while. You need to provide the implementation like this. Constructor, whenever object is created, JDBC template object is creating and passing the data source. So this is the step you need to add. Otherwise, you can use @auto while. So Control M maximize. Now I need to focus method implementation. Method implementation I'm going to focusing. Now I need to get the type, user type. So that's the purpose I need to query. So how to query this one? Here, whenever I'm going to query, whatever the information I'm going to get, that is a string type information is required. So that is the reason before only I'm going to type casting. Whatever the result we are going to get, that one is string type. Here we need to use this JDBC template. This JDBC template I'm going to using here. Dot query for object. Query for object we are going to using query for object level. I need to write the query, SQL query. How to write the query? Select type from user details. User details. Here we need to specify where username equal to question mark and user pass equal to question mark. So this is the way we are going to write the query. This query JDBC template level named parameters, how we are going to passing object type of array we are going to create it, right? Similarly here also I'm going to creating here new object array, and we are going to specify the values. We need to pass the values. How to pass the values here? Already method level parameter is user object is there. User dot. We need to use here get username. User dot get username. I need to use here. 1 second. I'm going to complete this one here. What is the type of data I'm going to expecting? String dot class. I'm going to using bracket close semicolon. Here new user object we are going to using. Here closing is there. That's the reason to show there. Now user dot get username. Get username. Another kind of question mark is there. User dot get password. So we are going to pass in the username and password and get the type. So this is the way we are going to write in the implementation. This is the way we are going to provide the implementation. Now you can tell me how to write the forgot, sir. How to write the forgot. Whatever the password is there, that password is also string type. Before only I'm going to type casting. So here we need to use same to same kind of way. We are going to write in the query, but instead of going to writing type, we are going to write the user pass. Select within the quotation level. Select user pass from user details where username equal to question mark and type equal to question mark. After that put the comma and press enter. Here object type of array we are going to using, and we need to pass the values. Already method level parameters are there. Directly you can pass here username comma type. Based on that we can get the what? String type of data we are going to get. Bracket close semicolon. So this is the way login method, forgot method we are going to providing. Login method and forgot method we are going to providing. This is the way we are going to developing. So copy this one and go to here and paste. This is the step number 5. Implementation is done. Next, we need to focus controller. I'm going to designing. Controller class I'm going to creating. Step number 6. Create a spring controller class. controller class. Here I'm going to creating login controller. Login controller dot java class we need to create. So how to create we need to observe this one. Go to here and we are going to choose another kind of package. Right click, go to the new, go to the class. Here package name I need to specify com dot chandra dot spring dot controller class we are good writing, and we need to provide login controller and click finish. Click finish. We are going to get like this. This is the controller class. How to recognizing that one? We need to use annotation. What is the annotation? At the rate controller, at the rate controller we are going to define. This controller class level, which method I need to use? DAO implementation methods. So that is the reason I'm going to define here private user DAO, like that I'm going to define. We need to import the package name, control shift O, package we are going to importing. So here user DAO, I need to import this one. First you need to save this one. After that you need to import. This is automatically I need to inject. What kind of annotation is required? At the rate auto void. At the rate auto void is required. Next, we need to write the business method. We need to write the my controller functionality. So controller functionality level, whatever the my HTML or JSP page level login page I'm going to design, that page level information I need to capture here. I need to capture. That is the purpose. I'm going to design the method. So how to design the method? Public return type is model and view. Here we need to specify the method is login. I'm going to specify method parameters. We need to define string. Directly we can able to capture here string name comma string password pwd, like that I'm going to define here. Whatever model and view is there, I need to import this one, and automatically my index.jsp page or login.jsp page level, whatever you are entered, the properties I need to bind here automatically. That is the purpose. What I need to do, I need to use request param at the rate annotation we are going to using here. Request param. I need to specify within the quotation level uname, my input tag level name attribute, whatever I'm going to provide in the HTML structure level, that name I need to provide here. After that, another one is at the rate request param. At the rate request param we are going to using, and within the quotation level name attribute, whatever the HTML input type level name attribute, whatever you are going to specify, that one you need to pass here. Right. So how to recognize in this method? Method recognition purpose also one annotation is required. So what is the annotation? Request mapping annotation is required. Request mapping. Here I need to specify the value equal to quotations level login I'm going to providing. This is form action level. Whatever the name you are going to providing, that name we need to specify. Comma here request we are going to connect the database and get that one. What is the method I need to use here? HTTP method I need to use. Method equal to request. Method equal to, we need to use a request method. We are going to using request method dot post method we are going to using. So this is the way we are going to define that. After that, here we need to create a model and view object. Model and view object, and we are going to using, or else instead of going to define this kind of way here itself, this method level only, you need to pass that one. How to pass, comma, model and view and MV, you can pass this one. This is the way you need to define the method level parameters. Once you are going to define like this, you need to create a users object, user equal to new users object. You can create whatever the method parameters are there, the parameters you need to pass to this user object. User dot set username, set username. That set username level, we need to pass the name attribute we are going to pass it. Next, another one is user dot set password. Here whatever it is there, password pw, so we need to pass here pwd. So this is the way we need to pass this one. After that, this user object, you need to pass to the DAO implementation method, login method. So that is returning what? Type, user type, string type equal to user DAO dot login method level user object we are going to pass it. So that is returning what? Type. So now we need to use, if condition, if type dot equals, we are going to using the type dot equals admin. I'm going to display the message right now. I need to display the message. How to display the message? mv dot add object, here we need to provide the key msg message. What is the message? Welcome to previous application. You are already observed how to call the JSP page. Here welcome to admin home page. Welcome to admin home page. Like that we are going to define the message. After that, this is the message. Else I'm going to using here mv dot add object here msg the key, and value I'm going to providing here. What is the value? Welcome to user home page, quotations and put the semicolon. So this is the way we need to pass the add object level, model view object level. You need to pass the message. Now what is the result? Where I need to display that result? So that is the purpose. mv dot set view name. Simply I'm going to pass the result. Why? Because I need to use internal resource resolver we are going to using. So that one it is going to identify based on this name JSP base. That the reason view name is result I am going to provide it. So put the semicolon. After that, I need to return MV. So this is the way we are going to creating methods. This method recognition purpose I am going to using. Here post method we are going to using, and we are going to get the return type is model and view. Why we are going to use the model and view? Here logic is capturing is there, and view component also we are going to using based on a condition. Some message we are going to pass in, that is called model. Model level. Two types of logics we can write. One is business logic, another one is persistent logic. Here business logic is, here admin is there, we are going to pass the message. So that message passing functionality, this is called a model functionality. What is the view? Where I am going to display this message? View page we are going to define. So model and view functionalities are both are available. So that one we can able to achieve through this one. Next, here we are going to use the request param. What is the purpose of request param? Whatever the login page level you are going to pass in the information, username and password. We need to bind here this variable level. That is the purpose we need to use this one. Otherwise, if you are not using this kind of way, here method level, you need to write HTTP servlet request to comma HTTP servlet response and response. Like that you need to provide, and you need to capture string username equal request target parameter, how servlet level you are going to perform. Same kind of way you need to provide that one. Instead of going to writing those many lines, simply you need to put the request param in the variables level, parameters level, request param you need to use. And we are going to use in the model and view object here itself. Why? I don't want instantiating. Simply we need to pass directly. Otherwise, here how I'm creating user object, you need to create model and view MV equal to new model and view. Instead of using that one, simple and pass in the method level. So after that, user object created, whatever the binded variables are there, that one I am passing to the user object. That user object I am passed to the my DAO level method that is written in the type. Based on the type, we are going to set the message and return to the MV model and view object. Okay, so this is the heart of the implementation. Here, heart of the code. Generally, we are going to writing one more layer also, service layer. Service layer we are going to calling actually. Here I am not writing the service layer directly. I am going to provide the DAO. After that, controller. Generally, Jdbc application level we are going to observe DAO implementation after service layer also. But right now I'm not using. You can continue the same kind of application, same Jdbc application. You can create the front end JSP page, and you can create the controller, and you can create the configuration, web configuration, Spring configuration. You can convert whatever the Jdbc application is there. You can convert the web application also. I'm going to provide the steps. Don't worry, up to this you need to follow the steps. So this is the way we are going to create in the controller. This is the way we need to control and habituate the steps. Try to practice this one. So this is the controller. Once you are going to finish in the controller, we need to create a configurations. Create a web.xml equivalent Java class. Web.xml equivalent Java class. Step number 7. Step number 7. Create a web.xml equivalent. Web.xml equal Java class. Simple, I'm going to say that class name is, I'm going to mentioning here, this is front controller or web config, whatever the name, different kind of naming conventions people are going to using. Why? Because first it is going to executed web.xml. That is the reason people are going to say this is a front controller class. Front controller class, like that people are going to call it. You can use web config, front controller, like that any name you can use and creating this kind of Java class. Now I'm going to creating this front controller. Previously I'm using the web config. You can use any name, not a problem. How to create this one? Select src main Java, right click, go to the new, go to the class. Your package name is com.chandra.spring.config. I am going to using config. I am using here. We need to specify. Here we need to specify front controller. Front controller. We need to use here abstract annotation config dispatch servlet. You need to use one of the abstract class. Go to the browse button. By practicing, you can able to remember very easily, or else at least a few words if you are going to remember, automatically Eclipse is finding that class and it is going to display. What is that one? Abstract annotation. See this one, it is going to get automatically. Annotation config dispatch servlet initializer. This one we need to attach and click finish. We are going to get like this. Here, mouse over on this red mark. That abstract annotation config dispatch initializer level abstract methods are there. We need to override that methods. So go to the add unimplemented methods. You are going to get like this. We are going to get like this. So this is the class level. We need to define your configuration class and URL pattern. Any kind of URL. I need to get the request to this class. That is the purpose. Here, get servlet mapping level. We need to specify string array type. String array type we are going to define, and within the flower bracket level, within the quotation level, slash we are going to using here new keyword, new string array object. We need to create and pass the URL. So this is the way whenever I am going to define whatever the request is coming to the container pass that request to the dispatch servlet. So that is the purpose we are using. Actually, this is a dispatch servlet. This is the dispatch servlet. That is the request go to the dispatch servlet. This is the one it is required. Next, I am going to write in the Spring configuration also. Spring configuration class also you need to mention here. That is called root config class. The root config class is Spring configuration Spring.xml equivalent Java class. Configuring here, where I need to configure this method level, I need to configure. How to configure that one? We are not created, we need to create that class. Even though I'm going to mentioning here new class array object we are going to creating. Why array? Sometimes you can write the multiple configuration classes also. That configuration classes you need to mentioning here. So that is the purpose array type we are going to using. I'm going to specify here that name app config dot class. I'm not at all created this one. That is the reason showing the red mark. We are going to create in this one. Sir, what is the purpose of this class? This class is equivalent to web.xml file. Previously, login application level, if you are observed the web.xml file, dispatch servlet and URL pattern is there, sir. URL pattern is there. Previous application means, see this one, sir. I am going to showing login application previously, login application level, SRC level, main level, web apps folder level. We are using the web.env level, web.xml. This web.xml level, whatever the dispatch servlet is there, the dispatch servlet and URL pattern is there, that URL pattern we are going to configure here. That is the purpose this class. So simply equivalent to web.xml class, this one web.xml file equivalent class. Now we are going to concentrating on Spring.xml equivalent class. What the class name is required? App config. We are already fixed here. Go to this one. We need to create this package level configuration class, app config class, app config, and click finish. App config and click finish. We need to create a configuration Spring.xml configuration is I need to focus here. So how to recognizing this is the configuration class? We need to use what? Annotation we need to use. We need to use annotation at the rate configuration. We need to specify at the rate configuration we need to use. Next, I need to enable WebMVC application. So that is the purpose. Previous application level, how configuration level annotations are using. Same kind of way I'm going to using enable WebMVC. Enable WebMVC. This one we need to define. Next, what are the base package level? DAOs, your controllers, recognition purpose. Base package we need to specify. How to specify the base package? What kind of annotation is required? At the rate component scan. At the rate component scan we are going to using. At the rate component scan, we need to specify com.chandra.spring in the base package. That base package I need to define. Next, here you can observe previously annotation based configuration level. We are using the data source and Jdbc template, DAO factory method we are using. But Jdbc template, I am going to specify the constructor level. That is the reason straight away here I am going to provide the internal resource view resolver kind of factory method I am going to provide it. What is the purpose of internal resource view resolver? What is the purpose of view resolver? To identify the view pages. To identify the view page, JSP page recognition purpose, we are going to writing here one factory method. What is the way we need to write? See, observe this one. Public internal resource control space. This is the way we are going to get. We no need to type fully here view resource or view resolver, like that. Whatever the name you want, you can provide this one. This internal resource view resolver is identify the view page, JSP page. So that is the purpose. I'm going to instantiating VR equal to new internal view resource view resolver. We are going to instantiating and we need to set the prefix VR dot set prefix. Set prefix we are going to using. That prefix is your requested path we need to define. After that, we need to, this is the prefix. Next, we need to specify the suffix. What is the suffix? Extension name we need to specify. VR dot set suffix. Sometimes it is not required. Some applications level it is mandatory. That's why I'm showing here. After executing automatically JSP is recognizing. We need to put the comment this one. So quotations level dot JSP we are going to define. Dot JSP we are going to define. Basically, if I am going to creating any other kind of folder, JSP folder, WebMVC level, if I am creating any other kind of folder like view like that, if I am going to specify the folder, you need to mention. Otherwise, web apps root folder level only JSP page is there, you need to put the slash here. That is the path. Your JSP available location path is nothing but here prefix. That JSP page extension we are going to define here. After that, return VR. This is the way view pages location identification purpose internal resource view resolver kind of factory method we are going to define. If you are going to observe this one view resolver internal resource view resolver previous application level, we are not at all mentioned XML based also. URL mapping is there, but we are not specifying the JSP locations. Automatically, it is going to recognizing Spring dispatch servlet. Automatically, it is going to create an internal resource view resolver. But we are going to mentioning here your understanding purpose how to write the factory method. Right. This is the method how to recognizing. We need to use @bean. @bean. If you are using the XML, how to write this method? We are going to write the method like this. This one XML level we are going to writing like this. Bean tag we are going to creating and we are going to close the bean tag. Within that bean tag level, we need to specify ID equal to view resolver and a class equal to fully qualified name. We need to write org dot spring framework dot web dot servlet dot here web dot servlet dot. We need to specify view dot internal resource view resolver like that. We need to write if you are going to use in the XML. So instead of going to writing this kind of bean tag, we are going to using one annotation @bean. This is nothing but a string.xml equivalent class. Okay, this is defined one. Okay, interview resolver identified. Next one is what? Data source purpose. Data source purpose. We need to write the one get data source kind of factory method. So I need to write here public driver manager data source get data source is the method factory method I'm going to using. Within that, I need to create a driver manager data source ds equal to new driver manager data source I'm going to create in the object. What is the purpose? I need to specify what is the driver name, what is the URL, what is the username, what is the password, what kind of database I'm going to using, that information I need to specify. So that is the purpose, this data source factory method. Now how to set this one? ds dot set driver class name. What is the driver class name? Suppose if you are going to using a property file application.property file, you need to use environment env auto you can use env dot get property key. You can specify that one, sir. Jdbc template application we are going to using environment kind of one auto varying application dot property we are using and we are going to provide it, sir. But right now straight away I'm going to developing this application I'm going to sharing. You need to add resource level application dot property file and you can specify the driver name, URL, username and password. In this particular class level, you need to use environment @auto wiring. You need to use that one automatically. Environment object it is going to creating that env you can use and get the application dot property. Sir. Previous Jdbc applications level, Jdbc template previous application level, we are using the application dot property file like this is this one in our application level. How we are using, sir? How to use this one? We are going to use in the configuration level. Application config level we are not specified. Where we are going to specify that one? We need to use this kind of way @auto wide environment. This one we need to use and we need to use jdbc dot driver class name. So dynamically we need to get the application dot property file information. This is the implementation. Just copy paste and you need to do that one. That is the task you need to work. That is the purpose. I'm not implementing this application level. You need to add that one straight away. I'm going to writing this one application dot property file. I'm not writing here. You need to create that one. Now I'm going to writing that directly here. So com dot some work you need to do now. Then only you can get the hands-on exercise. Exercise is required, right? That is the reason I'm requested. Please create in the property file. That property file you need to fetch and replay this hard-coded value. MySQL dot jdbc dot driver. We need to define like this. Next, ds dot set URL. Next, we need to specify what URL I need to provide within the quotation level. What is the URL? jdbc colon mysql colon / localhost colon your database, your MySQL database port number you need to use. My system level port number is I'm going to providing here. Don't use same to same. It is not working. Here 5 AM DB is the data source I'm going to passing. Next, after that we need to set here username. ds dot set username. What is the username I'm going to providing here? Root I'm going to passing. Next, ds dot set password. We need to specify here set password. What is the password? Root I'm going to passing. But you people dynamically need to fetch dynamically need to fetch and return the DS. So this is the one kind of factory method. So this is also equivalent Spring.xml level bean tag. So that there is an at the rate bean I am going to using annotation. Bean I am going to using. Next I need to use my DAO implementation. So my DAO also I need to get DAO object is required. That is the reason. That is the reason my control level I'm going to injecting automatically here at the rate auto wire, right? So that is the purpose. The DAO factory method also I need to write here. How to write? Public user DAO get user DAO, and we are going to providing here return new user DAO IMPL user DAO IMPL. Here method parameters get data source method we need to define. Get data source method we need to pass here. So we need to import user DAO and user DAO IMPL packages. We need to import this one. So this is the way we need to write the factory method. So at the rate bean we are going to using here. That's it. Your configuration classes are finishing. Class web.xml equivalent is created this one. So front controller. So take this code and copy paste. I'm going to share in the steps. Following the video and creating your own and try to replace hard code values. Next, go to the app config and we are going to using tomorrow one more code operations create
Sir,
update delete we are going to discuss.
why did we write user DAO get user DAO method? I didn't understand.
Sir, what it is creating, sir, here? It is going to creating what, sir? User object, right? You can put the comment and test that one. What it is happening? It is going to checking user DAO object. So that reason, whenever you are going to using the get user DAO is interface. That implementation class level methods I need to access in this particular controller level. So that is the reason what is required. User DAO object is required. This is the actual interface. So that is the reason implementation class based object is required. You need to refer like this user DAO equal to no user DAO IMPL. So that is the purpose. I am going to using AutoAdd. Whenever I am going to using AutoAdd, that object whatever you are going to configure here, this object user DAO implementation object, it is going to creating internally whenever you are going to define like this, what it is happen? User DAO equal to new user DAO IMPL like that, along with data source based, it is going to create one object internally. So instead of going to creating like this, once you are going to define the factory method, we are going to use in the at the rate AutoAdd. So AutoAdd is this kind of object. AutoAdd is object. It is going to injecting automatically. If it is injecting means how to know that one. So that is the purpose. We need to define the factory method. You can put the comment and test that one so that you can get the idea. Okay, try experiment, do the experiment and you can check that.
Sir, I have one more doubt. It means in app config file, what we write is the classes which we use in other classes, right?
Yes, these are all ready-made classes. That's the reason I'm not at all showing the class. But this is the implementation, right? So this is our own implementation. This is predefined classes. Yes. Internal resource view resolver, driver manager, data source. These are all predefined. So that is the reason I'm not at all showing the class. Directly, we are going to showing here DAO implementation. Your question is yes. Yes, these are all classes only. Okay, right here we need to define this is app config and we are going to specify another one is front controller. Two configurations are clear. Next, what is the next step, sir? Step number what? Step number 7 is this one, and we need to write here step number 8. Step number 8. So just follow the steps and try to habituate. You can get the idea. Practice similar kind of way. Create a view page. Create a view page. Sai, you get the clarity or not? So result dot JSP. Are you there?
Sir, I got.
Right. So result.jsp. Here we need to create a JSP page. So JSP page level, what it is there? We need to display the message, right? What the message, where it is available, model view object level, you are going to set the message, right? This message you can able to call directly where JSP page. That JSP page I need to create. What is the JSP page? Result.jsp page. Based on this, we need to create a JSP page. So go to here, and we need to where I need to create this JSP page. SRC you need to expand. Main you need to expand. Web apps here we need to create a JSP page. Right click, go to the new. Go to the JSP. The JSP page name is result.jsp. Click finish. Click finish. Here by default EL expressions are Marvin project is ignoring. I need to say, hey Marvin, don't ignore. You need to consider the EL expressions also. That is the purpose. That is the purpose. I am going to using here is EL ignored false. Ignoring is false means it is going to consider it. So that is the purpose we are going to using is EL ignored false. Next, I need to get the message, right? So that message, whatever the message is there, that message I want to see in the center. So that is the reason center tag I'm going to using. Within that one H1 tag I'm going to using. Within that I'm going to using the EL expressions. Dollar symbol, flower bracket, MSG, message, whatever the key we are going to provide, that one I need to use. That one I need to use. Whenever I'm going to using this one, it is going to get the data and display the data. Here, EL expression I'm going to pass in here. So what is this error? Oh, don't worry. Control Shift here. I'm going to using. It is going to clear that one, not a problem. So this is the way. This is the way we are going to create in the view page. View page is nothing special, just to get the message information and we are going to pass the message. So that is the functionality. Here two more functionalities also you can able to write, sir. What are the two more functionality? One is you need to create a application.property file. Application.property file, whatever the property file resource level it is there. This one I'm not at all created. This one you need to create. This one you need to create. Where? Here you need to write SRC main resource level. You need to create this one. This is the one. This is the one step. This is another kind of step. That is, we are not using this application level. So once you are going to providing this kind of way, you need to use this kind of one where your app config level. You need to use here environment private environment. We need to use private environment we are going to using, and we need to specify env, put the semicolon at the rate auto. Just your understanding purpose I'm going to showing this one, but I'm not at all changing this one. You know how to change this one. Try to practice this step. You need to do your own. So just I'm going to give the idea, just implement according to your database, right? Now we need to check this application. We need to check this application whenever I'm going to, what is the page? We are not creating the page, right? We need to create the page. This is the result page, but we need to pass the information, username and password. That functionality we need to create, right? Go to the index.jsp. Here we need to create your login page. So center, and we are going to using the H1 tag, and we need to specify what? Login Spring WebMVC, Spring WebMVC, annotation, annotation Java config login application. Login application. This is the heading. After that, what is required? Form action is required. Form action. Here we need to provide login. Login I need to provide here. We need to specify the method is post. Why? Because password is there. Security purpose. Post method we are using. If I am using the get method, username and password, it is going to display where? Browser URL level. That is not good, right? So that is a method equal to post. That's the reason only here post method is there, right? That's the reason only I am going to specify method equal to request method. Request method dot post I am going to using. Why I am going to using here? Here I am going to specify the method post. So that is the reason here I am going to mention here method equal to request dot post. What is the URL? Login. So that is the reason I am going to specify here login. Okay. Now we need to define here table. Table we need to define. This table where I need to write center. So align equal to center. So I need to provide the center. After that, border equal to I need to provide here 3. We can use whatever the number. After that, tr table row. Even you can use the div tag and apply the CSS also. Here table I'm going to using td tag I'm going to using here username. Close the td. After that, we need to specify the td and input type equal to text we are going to using. Name equal to uname. Why? Because we are going to capturing whatever the attribute we are going to using here, uname. So that the reason my HTML level name attribute, these values only need to pass. If you are going to using different kind of values, it is going to get the error. It is going to get the error. It is not binding the values. So that there is a compulsory need to provide uname. After that, close this one and close the td. Next, another kind of one I need to create. What is this one? Tr. Close the tr. Within the tr level td. We need to pass here password. Close the td. Next td. Patience is required, sir. Patience is required. Go to the step 1 and step 2. Try to develop the step 1 and step 2 so that you can get the clarity. One time you are going to get the doubts. Go through the steps. Again, you need to practice. Similar kind of a one more you can practice so that you can get the more clarity. Anyhow, one more application, cloud application we are going to discussing, and we are entering into the tomorrow RESTful web services. You are going to implementing RESTful web services also. After showing the cloud operations, I am going to introducing Spring REST API. Spring REST API I am going to introducing after showing the cloud operations. Name equal to PWD. Why I am going to pass in PWD here? See this one. If you are going to using any other kind of one, it is not recognizing. That value is not binding. So that is the same value we need to specify here. After that, close this one and close the td tag. Close the td tag. After that, we need to write here another kind of tr. Within the tr level td I am going to using input type equal to submit. Type equal to submit and value equal to login. Close this input tag and close the td tag. Here we are going to writing forgot password. That forgot method if you want to access that forgot method functionality, if you are going to provide it, that link you need to use. But just I'm going to designing only, I'm going to providing. You need to design the application. Forgot control level URL I'm going to passing that URL based you need to call the forgot controller. That forgot controller level how I'm going to write in the login method. You need to write what? Forgot method. Whatever the forgot page level information is there, that information basically you need to execute. But here extension purpose you need to practice. So that is the purpose I'm going to mentioning here anchor tag href equal to href equal to forgot.jsp page you need to call. That JSP page level, username and type you need to provide and get password you need to click. That form action level, forgot kind of how we are going to define the login. You need to define the forgot. That forgot is referred to the forgot controller and try to extend the functionality. Okay, just I'm going to showing the here how to design the login page. Forgot password. After that, close this one. Close this one. Simple kind of errors also. People are going to stuck and you are not able to move and error is there. That fellow is showing that error like that. You are going to thinking, sir, I'm going to explain. As a trainer, my responsibility I need to show. But after 1 week, you are go to the workstation, sir. After 10 days or 15 days, you are going to get the job, sir. The job level, no one is not at all helping, sir. So that is the cases level. If you are going to get any kind of error, who will help, sir? So that is the cases level. You need to practice now how to resolve that error. So that is the reason whenever you are going to get the error, first check this error into the Stack Overflow. Try to habituate first. Understand that one first error. Read that error first. Read that error clearly. What is the reason why it is going to get the error? Try to understand that one. I could not able to understand this error. What is this error? I could not able to solve this error. That kind of questions is in this particular point of time okay. But coming days is you need to work independently. So that is the reason my suggestion. Please check that error. Read thoroughly. Error message. What is the reason it is going to get? You get the one type of reason. The same error, different kind of reasons also you are going to get. So if you are going to learning in the Stack Overflow level, different kind of reasons based why it is going to get that error, you can able to understand. So knowledge is enhanced, knowledge is increasing. So that is the reason same error, different kind of situation level, how it is going to get, you can able to understand, sir. So that reason, try to habituate and check the Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow practice. Different kind of people are going to posting different kind of issues, how to resolve. Try to practice that one. So Control Shift F, it is going to finishing new page. This index.jsp page automatically it is going to open, sir. Right? So this is the another kind of step here. This is another kind of step. Step number 9. Step number 9. Create a view page. View page. The view page is nothing but a login page. Index.jsp page we are going to creating. This JSP page level login page structure is there. We are going to using this one. This is the way you need to design. Step number 10, deploy the application. So 10 steps formula, you can able to finish the task. You can able to finish the task. Deploy the application and test the application. Deploy the application and test it. So this is the step number 2. Deployment is you need to follow the steps. Deployment means copying. Deployment means copy your project into the Tomcat level. Tomcat web apps folder is that web apps folder level, server level, you are going to pass in this project. This project it is executing the server level. That process, execution process, we can call it the deployment. Deployment, you need to deploy the application. How to deploy? Select this one, right click. You can able to test this application. I'm going to sharing this application and steps and try to check this one. Check this one. But before going to check that one, make sure in our database level table is available or not. Otherwise, you may not work properly. So once it is going to running, server is running, automatically it is going to open your JSP page. But it is not opening. What is the reason? Here index.jsp page welcome page level it is not configured. It is not configured. That is the reason it is not recognizing. So we need to configure that one, or else you need to write them manually. Now you people are aware how to write the steps and everything, right? Please check this one. Please check this one. I'm going to sharing this one. You need to write how to write. Suppose in the design view level you are not able to see here. Some people are not getting the design view properly. That is the cases level you need to take care. How to write this welcome file? We need to set welcome file list. I'm not typing fully. Please observe this one. Less than W control space. Less than W control space. Now welcome file control space. So automatically it is going to get the tag. Here we need to provide index.jsp. So this kind of configurations you need to provide and test this application. Test this application, what the issues are there, we are going to discussing in the tomorrow, and we can continue again code operation based. Once I'm going to showing this one, up to this you need to practice, follow the steps and execute. Any kind of issues are there, ready to share the screen tomorrow. Once we are going to resolve the problem, we are going to discussing one more code operations we are going to discussing. After that, we are going to introducing the Spring REST. Spring REST we are going to introducing Spring MVC, Spring REST combination we are going to developing. So controller level only, RESTful web services kind of functionality. The remaining steps are same to same. Spring MVC REST level also, controller level only changing. Remaining steps are same to same. You don't need to refer any kind of books, any kind of tutorials. You need to follow the same kind of steps and practice. Before going to refer any website and tutorials and books, first you need to understand this kind of steps. Once you understanding that one, just to go through the API instead of going to refer the sites. API docs, Spring docs you need to open. That is the best friend. That is best documentation. Every trainer, every developer following that kind of docs only. Tutorials level, some understanding purpose, people are going to using their own terminology and explaining. But standard specification document is the just like a Bible, Quran, Bhagavad Gita for Java people. So even secured environment level also, it is going to open that one, simple structure, syntaxes, everything it is available. Try to habituate, depend on docs, Spring IO site open and check the docs. That is the best friend. That is the giving the more knowledge. That knowledge base we need to enhance. Why? Because sometimes you need to work on secure environment. People are not allowed your mobiles. People are not allowed Google also. Whenever I'm going to working on Cisco, people are not allowed the mobile also. People are not allowed mobile also. Even Google is also not working. That particular workstation level, it is not work out. So that is the cases level. How to get that information? Some people are going to thinking, what is this Java? Simply Google it, copy paste code. Copy paste code is not work out all the situation level. So secured environment level, best friend is docs only. So try to practice. Errors you need to read and observe that one and check the Stack Overflow and try to practice now onwards. Docs, open the docs. What is this class? Why it is going to provide this one? What is the constructor? What is the method? That is the way you need to enhance the subject. So then only you can get the hands-on experience. Okay. Anyhow, I'm going to sharing the steps. Please go through that one and try to practice. Welcome the errors. Welcome the errors, and we are going to discuss in the errors, and we are going to see in the tomorrow code operations. Okay. I'm going to sharing this project, these steps. Check the functionality. After that, we are going to discussing tomorrow. Right. Now I'm going to stop in here. We will continue remaining things tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye.